Right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. How is everybody doing? My UK people, the one and only UK. How you guys doing over there? All right. We're doing part 2 of this show. I believe you guys remember the last one we did when I actually hosted a Beno Rant episode when we did the African man lost everything to white pounds. Hope you guys remember this episode. So we're doing the part 2 today. First, please let me know if the volume is okay. Hi, Sister Olivia. How you doing? All the way from South Africa. The beautiful Sister Olivia. Thanks for being here. I believe everybody had a time to go watch the first episode and the recommended video. So we're going to be doing the reaction show today. It's going to be a call-in show. We'll be breaking it down. I thought I'm going to have like extra time so that I can look at a couple of things before we get there. But as it is these days, time is just running too fast. Person will just wake up before you know, boom, time don't go. Please tell me if the volume for the background music is okay. I posted a video, I think 2 days ago, and the music was kind of loud. So guys, tell me if the background sound is okay, please. May we do this engineering together. So this show today is going to be a calling show. I lost everything to my white wife. The pains of interracial marriages in America. For those who lived in America, Europe, UK, you guys, of course, know what we're talking about when we discuss interracial marriages. And hi, Sister Natu. Welcome, ma. Comfort, Simbi, how you doing? So when we spoke about interracial marriages, it can be black marrying white, black marrying black, African marrying African. What we're just talking about is that two people got married to each other and they are both from different background, cultural background, different upbringing, and they are not from the same race and all that. So we have so many interracial marriages that actually work out, that they are successful marriages. Even in our African settings, we do have Africans marrying Africans from other part of the continent, and the marriage work out. Hey, my CC, happy Friday, CC. Sister Natu, Sister Olivia, thank you, everybody. So this is gonna be a discussion show, so I will share the link very early. And I don't even want us to argue about this. Each person will just give their opinion, and then we can just look at some issues together. I went through the last show. I actually saw all the live chats, the comments people left, and they were all interesting. But I kind of summarize all the chat into about 5 questions. So one of the questions that stood up to me, or stood out rather, is the one that has to border on why black men marry white ladies when they become successful. I think my sister Cece asked the same question, and a couple of other sisters on the show, they asked that question. Why is it that when black guys, they come to the Western world, they become successful, and all of a sudden, white ladies are the one that seems to appeal to them? That is not everybody. It's just few of them anyway. And because of the Isaac story, I think that question is relevant. And we have to answer the question today. What is that thing that makes them feel, oh, you know what? I'm made. I've arrived. All these black sisters, I can't deal, man. The black girls, no, they ain't gonna respect me. They don't fit my class. Let me go for white girls. Boom. And somewhere along the line, many who did that, who actually marry white ladies, they got a very beautiful marriage, happy children, everything seems fine. But then, the ones that collect water, they collected the water Pro Max. they will cry and nobody will hurt them. Some of them will be so frustrated that they will delete themselves. They will just delete themselves. Some of them will go into drug. Some will start misbehaving that sometimes they end up in jail because they can't take it. They have invested so much into the interracial marriage and now everything is going south. Please hit the like button, hit like, please, so that we can get people here as fast as possible. Biko, help my career. We have just 3 likes so far. Kilo day. Oh yeah, make now go hit like first. Or else I go turn this into ministry now. I go begin big up. They carry offering basket. But I make now they contribute. All right, please hit the like button. So that's the first question we'll have to consider. Why black men marry white ladies when they become successful? The second question, from what I gathered so far, is that should men leave toxic, this thing they had me to pronounce, make una help me. Should men leave toxic marriages or stay to make it work? You know, I'm sorry to say now, my brotherhood, women experience these things a lot. Women might be married to a man who is maltreating them, abusing them, causing them all kinds of pain. And you know our African thing now, the advice they usually get is, no worry, pray for him, stay, pray, be patient. It's marriage. Marriage is, you have to be patient. You have to manage him like that. Pray, God will change him. God will turn him around. So in other words, people will ask women to stay in a toxic marriage until he walks out. Oh my God. Ben, be serious. I don't start again. I don't begin to laugh now. So I just want to ask this one. And I need you, my sisters, to help me provide better answer. Let me bust my co-host into the studio first. Where you see me now? I see you now. Okay. So I'm bringing Simbi into the studio because Simbi is in Nigeria. And I know a lot of girls in Africa, they like to marry Oyinbo. Once they see Oyinbo like this, they'll be like, paper day, hey, green card. Let me marry my white man. Oh, so this thing will go 2 ways. But anyway, I'll come to that. Simbi, I'll be waiting for you real quick. So this second question is, Should men leave toxic marriages or stay to make it work? And the last question we'll look at before I will bring the other extra to, hey, Mercy Kendra, how you doing? I actually go and search for you, Mercy Kendra, because I see you were consistent. Then I found out you are actually part of social media freelancer. That's a good one. Thanks, Mama Victoria. I see you guys. All right, Princess, I know you are here now. Just get yourself settled. Okay. I think it's about time we start the discussion. So the last question is, which is better, pay child support or lost everything? Because if you watch the last show, yeah, I'm sharing the link right now. Where am I? Go find the link, sir. Because I know, say, my bro and sisters, they've been itching for this particular topic. And since the last one was a rant, we couldn't discuss, so today is for discussion. So I'm sharing the link right now, Sisi. You should see the link. So which is better, pay child support or lost everything? And this one, I'm bringing this one from my own standpoint. Like I said the other day, I've been on a couple of shows, and whenever the topic of child support comes up, my take is one thing. If you are married to a toxic woman, if you do everything, you seek help, you go to therapy. I'm sorry, I've never been in a situation that one that I have to go to therapy, but I know therapy helps a lot. So everybody that recommended therapy, they are actually right. It's one of the ways you can get your issues resolved. Okay. So that is a topic for another day. But my stance have been that as a man, if you're in a marriage and everything is going south and you do everything possible, it's not working, especially in Western world. Divorce, pay your child support, and maintain your peace. Don't stay until one day the whole thing gets to you and you act out of character. Maybe you slap your woman or you become violent and then you go to jail and then you just ruin everything for yourself. Don't do that. So that's why I brought that third question. So now let's start going to the discussion. Simbi, what's up? How are you doing?
Good evening,
Hello?
Uncle Ben. Good
Hey,
evening.
Mama, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
You can see I'm bubbling now. See, I the bubble,
Yeah.
I the survive. I did drink water, as they recommend water. So now I drink a lot of water. All right,
It's
Simbi,
good.
let's start this real quick. As a sweet baby girl in Nigeria, the first thing I'm going to ask you is this. As you're in Nigeria right now, if you maybe somehow you meet a white guy on social media and you guys started talking and everything looks good and he's interested in you, and then he say he's going to marry you, are you going to marry him? Be honest too.
Yes, Uncle Ben. Yes.
No, Sisi is here. Thank you, Mama.
Hey Ben, hey Cindy. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Sisi. So Simbi, let me just quickly do this one with you really quick, Simbi. So you say you're gonna marry him, right?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. So first question, before you say yes to the white guy, what are the things you are going to consider before you say yes, I do?
Okay, I think I'm going to find out what he does for a living, for real.
Okay.
That's something that is very important. Yes.
Mhm.
And then I'll get to study him, his personality, because I need to know the kind of person he is. I'll ask him very important questions about his health, his philosophy, basically life questions, how he sees life.
Mhm.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to ask him very, very important questions.
Mhm.
Like his genotype, because that one's very important. Although for someone like me, I don't really think I need to ask about genotype because I can marry anybody.
Okay.
So I'm not bragging. Yes. to ask him his view about life. I want to know how he thinks, his philosophy, literally how he lives his life. I need to know if our philosophy aligns, because if it does not align, then I have to, withdraw. So I need to know how he thinks, how he lives his life. But most importantly, his source of income, because I don't want to be in trouble. And then do a little bit of investigation, no? Don't just say because
So what are the
just
things,
lose guard, that kind of thing. No.
what are some of the things you are going to investigate?
I'm going to try and get. Try and find out the family he comes from, so that he does not lie to me. Yes, so that he doesn't lie to me that this is my mom. What if that woman just posing as his mom? Now we're making video calls and all of that. So I need to be sure who he really is. I'm going to have to ask questions. Can you even ask Google?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, first, thank you for being honest. Those are just like some of the things girls will look at if they want to marry a white man. But I'm actually expecting you to say, okay, first, besides getting to know him, I also want to know where does he live in the United States? What state is he in? What county?
What part of the investigation?
No, I was expecting you to say all that, but don't worry, we'll come back to that anyway. Just hold on for me.
Uncle Ben, I'll start talking.
Don't start to. Hey, Sisi.
Hey, Ben.
How you doing, my sister?
I'm good.
Please. It's not yet late night now. You are sounding like you already have.
I've had a long day, a long week. Should I say a long week? I'm lying down. Maybe that's why my voice is sounding like bedroom voice. But yeah, no, I'm up. I'm bubbly. I've just logged off work. I need to log off. Long week. A lot happening. But we thank God the week is over.
All right. Okay. Let's get into this real quick. Were you able to watch the full interview, the Isaac interview?
I watched enough to understand the context. Yes.
Good. Thank you for taking your time to watch it, because if anybody doesn't watch, you won't really get the essence of the entire interview.
Yeah.
What was really going on with him. Okay. So first, what is your take based on the whole story, his narration and everything?
The story is really complex for me. At some points, I felt. I do sympathize with the man. He was working hard. He had a certain way that he wanted his life to go, and then because of the person that he ended up marrying, things went a different route. And I think he wasn't really aware of the law in the US or maybe in his state to understand, the implications of the divorce and all these things, and how the woman and the legal system I don't know, it kind of went against him really badly. But then at the same time, I feel like the woman that he married, I thought to me, it's like she had some kind of mental problem already that he wasn't aware of coming into that relationship. Because I think one of the things that I heard him say was when she gave birth, they had the older son, which was like her buddy, her partner in crime. That one, she loved that son so much. But then when they gave birth to the second son, she was saying things like, oh, put the baby back inside. Like she wanted a baby girl. Like it's very weird. So I don't know. There's a bit of whether she was having some kind of, maybe some postpartum, all this, I feel like white people, they're very susceptible to all these like mental health issues. Yeah. To be honest, like that's what I tend to find from them for whatever reason. So very small things can trigger all these mental problems for them. And I feel like there was something going on with the woman, whether she was narcissistic, whether it was kind of based off of that. But that comment at that, somebody's giving birth and she's saying she doesn't want the baby, put the baby back inside. And then she started, treating that son and the husband kind of the same. there's a lot going on. There's so many facets to the guy's story. But ultimately, my thing is, as a banker, how come he was so like out of touch with what was happening in his life? You know, I don't know.
Okay,
it's difficult to judge. Yeah.
I think I can speak for him a little bit. I'm allowed to do brotherhood. Yeah, I need to take permission. Can I do brotherhood, Sissy?
Do brotherhood. Go ahead.
Right. So I think
No.
So I think what happened to him was that he was naive, just like many African men. When they come over to the United States and they start from scratch, they started hustling and they are getting there gradually. Some of them have not really experienced relationship in Africa before they come over to United States. And even just generally speaking now, even in Africa, let me use Nigeria as an example. There are some major cities in Nigeria. There are some states in Nigeria that if you live in those cities, you are more or less like, you are aware of so many things that is going on in our world and even in the environment. You will be in tune with what's happening as far as relationship is concerned and all that. And if you live in some part of the country, you will be so local that you don't know what's up. So when we come over to the United States, a lot of men, when they have opportunity to come over to the state, they are not really woke before they left. So they actually start their life right here in the Western world. And in the case of Isaac, in America. So, you know, I did some research. I posted something on our WhatsApp group. I actually went to go and find the wife. After I saw...
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Didn't check it. I put it on the chat. I don't want to show their picture. I dig and I found the wife. I checked her social media pages, everything. I went all the way back to 2014, 16, 17, when they were together, when their kids were younger. I saw everything. So, and the reason I did that was, well, after I read the chat, after that show, and I saw people asking, why do black men go for white lady after they are successful? I'm like, okay, let me find this woman. I need to see her. And when I saw her, I'm like, oh, yeah, that gave me a different perspective of who Isaac is. This man is a good man. He's a man who fell in love. He ideally and truly fell in love with the lady. And he wasn't that kind of man that know what's going on in the street. He's this type of people that believe that, oh, everything will work out. If I'm patient, if I'm being a man, if I'm doing the right thing, everything will be in the right places at the right time. That's the kind of man he is. I don't know. I don't want to call him. I don't like calling people names. I know some people might have said, oh, he be mumu, he's a lame man. No. There are many men like that they are just pure at heart. When they love their woman, they love their woman. And some women will now take that for granted. So I think that's what happened to him. He was not exposed. He doesn't know what's up. He just fell in love and just think that, okay, I can ride this through. So that's what happened to him. Even while he saw all the red flags, the way the woman was behaving and everything, even me that I've lived there, one look at the woman, I already know where she belongs when it comes to living with these people and understanding them. So I think he doesn't say it. And you know, love is blind is still applied to some people. So I think love is blind applied to him. He was
love. I just went and looked at the picture of the woman. I'm like, I need to see her picture when they got married, because that picture is not really is not impressing me. Which love is he seeing? Is that the best that he could find in America? Wow.
Did you go to the chat?
I just went to check. I just went to go and see the picture. I didn't see the picture. I'm shocked.
I posted the picture. I can't share it.
Yeah.
Of the wala, but I just feel like, let me see this woman first, because sometimes when a black guy go for a white lady, it can be as a result of her outstanding beauty. You know, A man can be bewitched by the appearance of a woman. Like, man, look at her, she's a damsel. So I'm like, let me find out what's really going on. So I think he was just naive. He was just like a simple man who just want the best for himself and who believed that his marriage can work. And let me also say this, Sisi, you know the way some women believe that, oh, my marriage must work no matter what. I have to bear, I have to endure. You know, do you agree that there are some men who thinks like that too?
Yeah, absolutely. I've met some.
Okay, so I think that's what happened to him. Now, since you've also listened to the interview, I know there should be some loopholes in the story. What are some of the loopholes you can pinpoint?
I just feel like, I think as he was at the height of his career, right? I don't know why he was so ignorant to a lot of the things in terms of like, you know, the laws, or like where he stood on like his things like his pension and all this kind of that bit I don't understand. And the lawyers, he kept on saying that his lawyers is like, the lawyers were, you know, I don't know, they were not really working in his best interest.
Yeah.
So those are the things, and I feel like at his level of, I mean, using that excuse that, oh, he came to America, blah 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 blah. I don't think at his level he should be that ignorant to a lot of the things that was happening. So I don't know. And even he said he was sending money to the mum to build the house. He was sending money back to the mum, and I think that's what ultimately they used to say that he was like hiding assets or something like that, right?
Yeah.
There were so many things that he wasn't aware of. Is it that he's being ignorant, or he just not taking care? I couldn't really understand that part of the story very well, you know. So I don't know.
Hey, Sister D, how you doing? Welcome, Mama. Okay, this is what I can say as far as that is concerned, CC. You see, there are some brothers that, as I mentioned in the last video, the moment they come to the United States and they started working with white people, they will ignore their African roots. All the African wisdom will become barbarics of the old age.
Yeah, maybe.
You feel me now? There are many of our brothers like that. You will see them try to mimic the white culture. There is nothing wrong with the white culture, to be honest. Okay? Nothing. But some of them, we want to embrace the white culture, the American style, that they will start seeing everything they have learned in Africa as being local, as being, what kind of language do we use to describe it now? You know how Americans look at Africans and feel like, oh, these people, they're
very primitive or something.
Primitive, you know? They are not civilized. Those are our African brothers. They do behave like that. Once they come to America and they are working, you know, there are several industries here in the Western world. There are several kinds of jobs. There are some jobs that these are white-dominated profession.
Yeah.
There are some jobs that the job is open for all tribes, for all races and colors. Now, one of those jobs that are white-dominated job is the banking sector. When it comes to banks, when you go to banks, larger percentage of people that work in the bank, they are white people. When it comes to financial sectors, generally, white people dominated all those sectors. So once our brothers started working in those sectors, they start mingling with white people. They start doing white people's stuff. And there is nothing wrong with that. I've seen people who works in the bank, and when they still come to African settings, they blend in perfectly. But many of our people, they don't. Especially men. Women do better to some extent, but men are usually the one who are worst. And to make it even more terrible, when you go to school in America, for instance, and you live in campus, you are mingling with white students and all that. it will rub off on you. So it rubbed off on many of our brothers. They stopped thinking like Africans. They started thinking like white people. So I think that is what affected him. He starts seeing himself like, oh man, we're the same, we're equal. I got this. I'm all right. There is something called African instinct. You can quote me wrong. Hey, what's up, Didi? How you doing, my sister? There is something called African instinct. All of us that we live in Western world, we have it. There are certain things that will be going on now. And the moment you get there, if it is something dangerous, your African instinct is the first thing that will warn you that, I'm not supposed to be in this environment. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Sissy.
Yeah, I do. But then at the same time, Ben, I feel like this guy is it that he felt that the woman is so superior than him? She did so many things. The way she was disrespectful to his mom, and he just sat back. He was so passive. He was not really putting his foot down. That's where I find it hard a lot of the time to empathize with these men, because if it was a black woman, he would never accept this treatment. But because it's a white woman, and now that I've even seen the white woman, she's not even anything special to look at. That's even more irritating. You were taking all this manner of rubbish from her, and on top of that, she was insulting your mom. She was doing all these things. She wasn't allowing him to like support his family back home. He was just so passive. Why? He was the high earner in the family. So what's the reason? You know? So I don't know. Maybe he himself, he needs to look at his own insecurities and why he allowed the woman to just treat him like crap for no reason. There has to be something about him as well, you know? But
Yeah.
it's very bizarre. He was too passive for a lot of nonsense that he was taking. And I just feel like if the shoe had been the other way around and it was another African sister, he would never take all of that rubbish. So what's the difference? Because she's white?
Yeah. Thank you, my Sissy. I see you, Misty E. Misty, please don't light me up today. I beg you. Welcome, my sister. How you doing? I'm coming. This thing is disturbing me. How do I even turn off this notification stuff? Okay. Wait to.
Didi said, I love my coconut head brothers.
Yes,
Fact.
so
You asked him if she'll marry the white guy. You didn't ask me the question. That's not fair.
yeah, I'm going to ask you. I just want us to, today we are discussing. So I want us to down, and I also wanted to know that you actually watch it. It's a 2 hours long.
It's long. Yeah, it's long. I had it on in the background whilst I was working.
I watched it all over because I'm like, let me figure out where this brother went wrong.
It's coming from.
Conclusion is just simple. He was naive. You can tell he's a very educated man. Yeah, I know. I can hear you, Simbi. I'm coming. You can tell he's a very educated man. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but like we say, book smart is not street smart. That's the problem.
Exactly. Anytime, any day, like for instance, myself, when I'm dealing with anybody, the moment I meet somebody, the first thing I want to figure out is, are you book smart? Are you city smart? Or are you street smart? If you are street smart, I know how to approach you. If you are book smart, I know how to approach you, because once the people who are really book smart, one thing they always get wrong most time is to think that anybody who is not at that same level as they are not intelligent, they are not brilliant. So when I jam people like that, I usually say, you people, you have all this degree and everything, so let me just listen. And when it comes to relationship, being smart, being brilliant is excellent. It's a plus in any relationship. But when it comes to reality of life, street smart is what you need. In the case of his brother, he lacked that street smartness. He was just too laid back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not blaming him. There are a lot of men like that they really don't want trouble. They just want to go about their job, do their thing. They just want peace. But as African man, there are some things that will be happening that you get to a point you'll be like, I'm not going to do this, But again, this is a part of the dangers of marrying a white man or a white woman. There are things you can say to a black woman and she will get it. You dare not say it to a white woman. This is just for my brothers. And these are part of the dangers. And just like you were asking, and many other sisters asked in the last show, that, okay, when these guys, I think Mama Jojo said the same thing. Yes. That when these guys are married to a black woman, they will do all kind of nonsense with the black woman. But when they are married to white woman, they don't do it. Because white people are very sensitive. That is just...
No, Ben, it's not that. That's not the reason, please. That's not the reason.
What do you think is the reason they don't do it?
The reason is because black men think white women are the trophy. They do not value black women. A black woman is what do they say? The most disrespected woman, right? Period. Of all women, you're at the bottom of the totem pole for most men. Okay? That's us disagreeing, but it's a fact. We're not desirable to to Indians, to Chinese. Go to every single race. Which race can fit in that race and they'll accept? It's only white people. It's only white people. Indian will not marry other Indian races, but they'll accept a white man. Chinese, they will not marry a black person, but they'll marry a white man. Black people, Africans, we will not marry ourselves. We always have tribal problems up and down. But if you bring a Muzungu, that's what we call in East Africa, white people, they'll marry a white man. That man is like, oh my God, bring this white man. He's our savior. We have this savior complex for white people. So the reason why black men go for these white women when they have arrived into money, wealth, success, a certain status, is because that woman is like your level. It's like you're a coin. You know, you're playing a game, right? It's like one of those coins that is like the gem that you've now gone up the ladder, and it's the last coin that you can get to secure your status in society. You have to have a white woman by your side. That's the truth. It's got nothing to do with white women. White women are the most snakiest, most malicious. They can be very evil, but they do it with a smile, with their blue eyes and blonde hair, and you think they're angels. They're wicked. They can be very wicked.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, they can be very wicked. They will be smart. That's just white people in general. They'll smile at you all day, every day, but they're plotting against you and scheming. You won't even see them coming. That's the truth. But black people, we have this mindset that, oh my God, anything white is everything, is amazing. Everything white is right. Everything white is the best thing. All these footballers, they'll go and finish all their money with these white women. And then when they've been used and abused by these white women, when they're broke, they'll come back home and marry a black woman. Why?
You see, I've already removed my hat now because
that it's got nothing to do with white people are sensitive. It's rubbish. White women are they're not sensitive. Okay. They're not sensitive. No.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm going to explain my own point of view. I share the link so that my sisters, brothers, everybody who want to contribute, they can come in. Let me take a couple of comments first, and then we come back. Let's just catch up with the comment. So, Sister D, welcome. Sister O'Shea, thank you. My sister Fina, thank you, guys. You're all welcome. So, this said, some black people think marrying Muzungu gives them a status of some sort, like they are part of an exclusive big boy or big girl club. They think they moose me. Muzungu, I think Muzungu is what they used to describe.
It's white people. Yeah, it's what we call Oyibo in East Africa.
Okay, yes, in Nigeria we call Oyibo too. We call it Oyibo.
Yeah.
So the first time when I saw Muzungu, I think it's one of the sensitive words that they throw around. I don't really know that it meant just white.
It just means white. It just means white person.
Okay, so agreed. Let's move on to the comment. Deshola said, some black men believe that once they get married to a white woman, they have hit the jackpot. I agree with that one. Yeah. Hey, Adi, hey, sugar. Misty. My own Misty. Hey, this place go hot small. What I see is that white women don't take rubbish. I won't say they don't take rubbish. I think, and I'll come back to explain that. Like I said, I think they are just being too sensitive. That's just my thing. They are so emotional. Okay, maybe that's the right word. I think they are too over emotional. How do I put it, Seth? Okay, still looking at the comment. Welcome, Sister Fina. Didi said, street smart is better than all cause it saves you from a lot of issues. Absolutely. Misty said, Atonku Beno, my darling brother, I'm very humble today. Oh. I will burn you, although I can't guarantee, depending on what comes out of your mouth in the next hour. Oh, that's why I love my sister. I like people who are so straightforward and who just kind of like bring it hot so that we can learn. Me, I like to learn because at the cost while I know be small. How are you doing, sis? Okay, that's exchange. Let's go. Okay, O'Shea, thank you, my sister. Mr. says, Sisi, a black woman is the most disrespected woman actually.
Exactly.
To disagree with that assumption, no. Hey,
it's the truth.
Buy you hot, buy you. You don't they hot now.
It's true, Uncle Ben.
It's the truth. It's true. A white woman and me and I can. Do you know how we do code switching? I've worked in corporate fields a long time. Thank God, I've always only been the only black woman in a lot of the companies I work in, right? At senior level, okay? And the way I have to move, I have to think of what I need to say. If I'm having a disagreement with maybe one of my wife, you have to do a lot of code switching. The minute you say, oh, I don't like this. Hey, this person is disrespectful. Oh my God, she's angry. Oh my God, I'm threatened. Oh my God, I'm I feel attacked. All these white women with their fake tears.
Yeah.
But they'll do the same thing and nothing will happen when it's on the reverse side. Do you understand? And it's the same. Our black men disrespect us all day, every day. White men can disrespect us as well all day, every day.
Wow.
White women disrespect black women all day. Other races as well. They steal everything from us, but then they don't credit us. I mean, it's a fact. It's not me saying it. That's just the fact that's out there. Black women are the most disrespected. End of story.
Okay. O'Shea said, black brothers don't respect black women. Hey. Okay.
No, not all.
That's how I want to hear it. Not all, please.
Yeah, not all. Yeah.
Not all. Not every black brothers. Honestly, to me, I respect my sisters a lot. I respect almost everybody. So maybe it's because of my own perception. I maybe not want to believe that. I do agree that a lot of black brothers really don't know what it takes to respect black sisters. But I don't think it's every one of us that do that crap, to be honest. Okay. Luke said this topic na bomb. But after I watched it yesterday, I was shocked. Yeah, I know. This said the reason is because they see white women as superior. They believe that they have hit it big to have bagged a white woman. Esteem issues here and there. Welcome, Messi. Misty also replied to Didi and said, I'm making the best of summer, honey. I hope you are too. Okay, that's the exchanging pleasantry. Olivia say all the footballers married white women and they are collecting big time. Oh, love you, Sister Daisy. How are you doing, Mama? It's been a while. Oh, hey. No verse, I beg. I was supposed to have checked on you, my sister. I beg, pardon me. She said, if you put a black man with a white woman, he becomes a completely different dude from when he is with a black woman. I think we might need to do a special show on this thing. I don't really think my black sisters are really seeing us from the correct lenses. So
it's true, Ben. But then also, I will say, in the defense of that comment, I will come from two sides, right? I do feel I've spoken to a lot of men on this issue, why they date other races apart from maybe black women, and I can see myself that because of how we're treated, right, from disrespect from all angles, it's hard to not walk around with that black cloud on you, and it comes across in your demeanor. So a lot of black women, I'm not saying all, but a lot of us, let's be factual, we come across very aggressive. We can be very mean.
Yeah.
We can be very disrespectful, and you can have this perception like, I don't give it. Like a guy can approach you, yeah, and immediately you're like, what? You're ready. Your back is already up. You're ready to fight. Okay. And the guy might just be wanting to say, good morning. Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, what do you mean? Like, why are you talking to me for? Like, you just see the comeback is like, there's always, a lot of women just come with this, there's so many issues that we harbor as Black women, right? A lot of us do. And the approach. So yeah, I can see why maybe a Black man dating a woman with that type of baggage, it will be very difficult. Where you can go and date a white woman or another race where they don't have all these baggages, whether it's emotional, daddy issues, societal pressure, all these factors. They're a lot more free will, they're more calm, they're more playful. I can see that side as well. And we have to be open and understand that is something that a lot of Black women would portray in relationships, and it's not attractive. Yes. Who wants to be with somebody that's on what do you call it? They're ready to fight all the time. But the environment that we're in, it doesn't allow a lot of Black women to be soft. It doesn't allow us to be feminine. It doesn't allow us to fall back because our men just be stressing us, making us be doing 50-50. You're carrying the shoulder of the whole family. You're supporting your family back home. There's too much pressure on a Black woman to fall back and be soft. So yeah, you're going to meet her. She's going to be aggressive. She's going to be angry. She's not going to be that loving, soft person that you want, like maybe a white woman. Because white women don't have these problems. Their life is rosy, is cushy for them.
You think so? You think so, Sissy?
Compared to a Black woman, absolutely, their life is very, very comfortable for them.
Okay, I think... Hey, Misty, welcome, my sister. I'm happy to have you here, Sister Misty. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? Hi, Sissy, representing. You're doing great.
Hey, Misty. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Brother Ben, what's up? What's going on?
I don't know if you've seen this man's video, Mr. Isaac Gichiengo. Ngugi also, yeah.
Is it? I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, and it was a discussion on a group forum, WhatsApp group forum where I'm at. But I haven't gotten around to watch it. And I will maybe later on.
I will send it to you. He went through.
Thank you.
He got married to a white lady, and he's a successful, brilliant man. He has accomplished a lot. And at the age of 55, he got divorced and he lost everything he has ever worked for. And what happened was that the system played against him. He was too naive. I'm glad that Sissy watched it. Sissy was like, what is wrong with him?
But this is a very common story though, in our community. Very for Black men who are extremely successful. I've seen a number of very successful professional Black men who, study, they work so hard, they're professionals, they get to marry, white women because they think that's the yardstick of success. Do you know what I mean? And at the end, they divorce, they lose everything, including the children they bore, who do not even know Africa. They don't know anything about Africa. They cannot even claim his roots. It's very sad. And I actually just came into the studio to speak about, the fact that Sissy pointed out about Black women being aggressive. But then before I could get here, she gave an explanation, a really legit explanation why they appear aggressive. The environment is not conducive for us. You have to develop some kind of self-preservation, and you have to, it's a defense mechanism.
Absolutely.
If you don't have it, then you won't survive the world for a Black woman.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you kind of don't have a choice, but you must have to develop that thick skin in order for you to go through this world. I have a daughter, and I have realized that I have gone through experiences in the corporate world, and I realize now that I have unconsciously been preparing her for how tough the world can actually be for a Black woman. I didn't even know it until recently when I sat down and I realized that a Black girl has so much to deal with. You have to prepare them. And if you don't prepare them for the world out there, they're going to get such a raw deal. However much they're brilliant, book smart, but they are not street smart. Things can be really out of hand. So we have to prepare our daughters, not just the daughters, The boys, the black boys who are going to be very successful, who won't know how to handle success. Probably they grew up, they went to school with all these black girls. They don't know anything outside that environment and they think it's normal. Then, they become so successful, they marry a white girl. And, marriages, not all marriages are rosy. Things fall apart. And this black boy doesn't know how to deal with the situation, he loses everything. We all know how, the judicial
system is against black people.
Exactly. And then we know, okay, so you're a black boy, you're a black man, very successful. You have disagreements with your white wife. You cannot raise your voice or even touch her or anything. You know where you will end.
Yeah.
So as black people, this is not just for the black men. We actually have to prepare our children, like really prepare them for the world out there. First, as being a black person, and then being a black, successful, professional person. You have to prepare them.
You're right, Misty. I absolutely agree with what you ladies have said. You are absolutely correct. In fact, I do agree that black men are disrespectful towards black women, but I just don't want to agree that it's all black men.
It's not all.
Of course, it's not all black men, but a majority of them. Brother Ben, you don't even have to go so far. Let's go to Nigeria, East Africa, wherever you are in Africa. If you have a sister who is fairer skin, she's light skin, she's bleached, whatever, she gets to attract all the black men. Don't even go so far to bring it in the Western world. We have seen this. Our fairer sisters get to attract so many black men, and they'll treat them better. They'll treat them nicer than a darker skinned woman.
I think what happened, why they treat them, or why we assume they treat white women better than black women.
We are not assuming. We have statistics. Ben. We have experiences, sir.
It's not an assumption. It's a fact.
Have you, Uncle Ben, have you not seen a black man with a white wife? He's pushing a stroller and doing everything and child minding.
The same black man that would have had an African wife.
Exactly.
And he cannot even lift his own plate and put it in the sink.
Exactly.
Come on. We hear the stories all the time. So let's not say
we actually see it. We see it around us. Like Sissy and I don't even have to convince you about this. Like it's happening. Like don't put your head in the sand.
I agree. I know it's happening. I've seen it.
And it's the majority. It's not in the minority. It's the majority. Yeah. Look across the board. It's not just in Africa. Like in the UK, all these Jamaican men, they're full of. If you see the white women that they're carrying, I'm even disgusted for them. But the way they will pamper these white women, only God knows why. They have the same British passport, so they're not looking for papers. They have the same opportunities. They'll carry one woman from I don't know, you guys maybe call them rednecks. Here we call them estate women. These they grew up on these estates, council estates.
Oh, from
these
the
ghetto. They're just, you cannot even think why would you be with this type of white woman? Is this the best that you can do? But you see how they'll be running helter-skelter, doing everything to please the woman. The woman will have 8 kids with another man. They'll be in the house. They'll be pampering the woman. They'll be working, handing over their money to this woman. And you're telling me that is an assumption. It's not an assumption. It's a fact. We see it all across the board.
Okay,
it's a fact.
I agree with it. But do we also agree that white women tend to apply emotional blackmail on black men than white men?
What's the blackmail?
What I mean is that no, I say emotional.
What's the emotional blackmail? What's the blackmail?
You mentioned earlier. You know, when we started, I said white ladies are very sensitive, and then I said I think maybe they are kind of highly emotional. They are more unstable compared to black women. And
well, Uncle Ben, you have permitted them to behave that way, to behave the way they want. A black woman does not have that luxury. She doesn't.
At all.
Very true.
Some black women do the same too when they know that their husband loves them.
But how many counts them for me?
Of them, yeah. Not many of them, I agree. Stimby, what are you saying? Hello? I think I lost her there. Anyway, now coming to this Isaac situation. Cece.
Yes.
First question I asked, and since we also have my sister Misty here, I'm gonna want you guys to help me answer this question. But let me quickly read this Bingpe comment. Bingpe said, exactly. That is why we need to talk about cause and effect. A lot of black women are products of so many dysfunctional issues from family, society, relationship, etc. But as an adult, we need to heal. Thank you,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the first question we are treating today, if you, my sister, can quickly react to this. Why do you think black men marry white ladies when they become successful?
I said it before. I said it's a status symbol for black men. It's something that is a forbidden fruit. It's an attainable fruit. But now that you've moved into that social class or wealth or whatever it is, sports or whatever, you're now somebody who people look at like, oh my God, this man is amazing. The next level of that status, to secure that status for these men, is to have a white woman by their side. It opens doors for them. That I will not disagree, right? For a lot of them, it does open doors for them in terms of being able to relate in those circles rather than having a black woman. That I agree in most circumstances, but it's because it's a status symbol for them. That's what it is.
I mentioned that earlier too. It's just a yardstick for success according to them. And some of them, very successful with all this money, they are marrying this white person who is even an airhead. She knows nothing about anything, but it's just has
it's
skin
just
color.
A trophy wife, isn't it? Like a trophy.
Exactly.
Okay, I agree that is like one reason for them to marry white ladies. So, would you sisters say you don't see?
And I also said that they open doors. A lot of these white women, most of them, they can open doors for these black men and put them in social groups that they wouldn't necessarily be able to get into being with a black woman, because we don't have that access, right? So if you marry one of these athletes marries one of these trust fund women, these blonde trust fund girls, the dad is like, got so many connections because of the partnering with this lady. He now has access to that, to those people as well. Whereas if you married a girl, even though the lady might be educated, her family don't have that level of reach a lot of the time, that he wouldn't be able to get that social standing, right? So it'll be difficult for him. So there's also an angle of that. They use these women as well to kind of leverage some sort of in certain social circles. That's the truth as well. Those are the two main reasons that I believe.
Okay, let me add a third reason, and I want to see if you guys will agree with me. You don't think they are marrying white ladies because they think white ladies make better wives than black women? You don't think so? You don't think they were trying to?
How? If African men love food, show me a white woman that can cook good food.
We are better, Uncle Ben.
Show me a white woman that can cook better food than, please. Let's not even do what these men will be eating salad and eating bread roll and be eating, I don't know, corned beef or minced beef.
If they want an alternative African food, they'll just order from a Nigerian restaurant or an African restaurant.
Ben, you always say African men,
they come to your house and visit you because you can cook the actual food they want.
Most of these white women, they don't know how to cook. They have nice kitchen. Their kitchen, the oven has never been used. I had a white colleague. I went to her house. This woman has never even taken the seal, the packaging, the seal that they put on the cooker, because she doesn't cook.
The kitchen is always clean, not messy at all. The kitchen
is sparkling clean because she's like, I don't cook, I eat out. So these men, if it comes down to food,
fresh juice.
If it comes down to food, what are they eating? They're eating crackers and cheese and going to bed.
Okay, on the flip side, devil's advocate here. I think some of them actually, like a very small percentage.
Very small.
fall in love with these people. Like, yeah, small percentage.
You are missing.
If you marry a white woman tomorrow, you become size 0, size -10. Because you're not going to be eating any substantial food.
You see, he's going to get his 6-pack within 1 week. He won't have to.
1 week.
Oh no! Let me keep my 1 pack, my African woman.
1 week, you lose all your tummy. You'll be a different person. You're not eating nothing in that house. That's the truth.
You concentrate now. You are just doing comedy. Why are you ladies doing like this now? Why did
Better wives? No, never. I don't think so.
Conversation.
I don't think so.
You made me remember one guy that married a white lady here. One time the guy came to Nigerian party, the lady couldn't come, and then he saw a goosey soup and fufu.
He carried it home.
I carried the food. He went into the bar, sat at the bar. He sat on the plate and the food there with his.
Oh, how sad!
A whole wife is there. He's suffering in that home. Trust me.
Why would you choose to suffer like that in life?
Tell me, I'm not trying to be rude. If they're saying white women is let's talk the majority. A lot of them, they say they don't like to bath. They don't like to bath. Cleanliness is not in their repertoire, right?
You are really angry.
Okay. No.
These are actually facts, not even anger.
If we're comparing,
these are facts.
African women, Caribbean women, listen, you can't play with our cleanliness. There's a few of us that our cleanliness is a bit dodgy, but the majority of us, we don't play with cleanliness. We don't play with our cooking. We don't play with our being homely.
Right.
I can go to my white colleague's house. I will not even, they may even not even offer you water. They'll let you know when it's time to go. Oh, I'm ready to go to bed. Are you ready to leave? Black people, you will enter somebody's house until you're even yawning. They will not even realize that it's time to go. We're very hospitable. So what does it come down to? The only thing for me that I can say, maybe black men will say, oh, white women, their sex is better. They do more X-rated things in the bedroom. I think that's the only thing
that's what they want. That's entertainment.
That's the only
360 degrees, Spider-Man.
African women do all these too now.
Exactly, that's true. But a lot of them say, oh, white women, they're more adventurous. They do this, they do that, they do this. That one I can say, yes, for some African women, they're not that adventurous, 100%. Compared to our white sisters, yes, they're getting it down in that side, but it's not everybody, right? But if we're comparing, they can take the baton on that. Any other thing,
to teach the African woman.
What are they doing? What are they doing? What are the values that a lot of white women instill in their kids? What's their culture? What are the values? What are their core values? A lot of them don't speak to their families. Their mom, they're fighting with their mom. They're fighting with their dad. They're fighting with their brothers. At least black people, when we're fighting, we'll pretend. There's still a level of respect. For me, that's why I can't date. I will never date a white person because I can't relate with them in terms of certain values.
I was about to ask you that question. If you can date a white man?
No, never. No.
Why can't you date a white man?
Because I just feel like, for me personally, I'm not attracted to white men. There's no level. I mean, I can see a white man. I can appreciate every race and say, oh, this man is fine. He's good looking. But sexual attraction for a white man is never there. So that already is a problem for me. I need to be sexually attracted to you. No. I can't see myself laying down with a white man to have sex. It's a no for me. Sorry.
You are starting comparison now. I know where you are.
It's not comparison. No, it's not. I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about that.
No, I think she spoke for herself.
No. I'm not even talking about. Right? I'm not talking about size or anything. That's nothing for myself.
Yeah, Uncle Beno, that's her preference. So yeah.
There's no. I'm not sexually attracted to a white man, Chinese, Indian. No, I love my African men. I don't care. The darker, the better. Period.
Now my head is swelling.
And then lastly, the other reason is I don't want to date somebody that I have to keep explaining certain nuances that I face as a black woman every single time to, and the person cannot relate. I don't want to have those conversations. I don't want to keep on educating my partner on things that I'm going through as a Black woman, maybe in the corporate world, or I can come and be like, oh my God, babe, you know, this, my manager was behaving somehow. My Black man now, I can say that to him and we get it. He's a very senior person in his business. He's always the only Black man in certain spaces that he goes to. We can relate. I don't have to spell out what it is. He just knows where I'm coming from. If I'm to date a white person, I don't think that person they'll start making excuses. Oh, maybe they're having a bad day. Or maybe they're like, I don't have time to educate you. I don't have time to be explaining what the reason is that this person is being a racist or this person is giving microaggressions. They don't get it. I'm not ready to sit down and have a relationship with you where I'm always having to I just want you to be able to get it and to support me. So for those reasons, it's a no.
Okay, thank you, Cece. We don't say you 100%.
Nah.
Say your mind.
100%. Nah.
Sister Misty, if I ask you the same question, would you marry a white man?
I am very open. I think for me, I would consider the individual, the person, right? So it depends how you treat me, whether you actually love me. You have to demonstrate certain things for me to fall in love with you. Are you intellectually challenging for me? So there are qualities I have that I would apply for me to choose a man. So you don't have to be necessarily just a Black man. You could be white, you could be Black. You have the qualities I like, I want, I'm good.
All right. All right.
But I'm not sure about Chinese because those brothers seem to be very indifferent towards Black people. So I'm always thinking, side eye, bombastic side eye.
Well, I'm sorry to say,
my apology.
Chinese people, they are in a different world.
True.
They are in a different world. And their own. I can cope with a white man, his attitude, everything, any day, but Chinese. If not until I started working with my people from Asia, and then I see that they have beautiful heart. But those ones from the core China, go China. Let's not even go there at all. All right. So on the question of why Black men marry white ladies when they become successful, so we're just gonna leave it at it's for status. It's for access, right? Those are the two reasons. But for me, I think some of them marry white ladies because they feel like they can't cope with Black women. They just assume that, Black women is too strong for me. The white ladies are feminine, you know?
Sometimes some people just want something different. That's it.
So,
you know?
Yeah, that's just part of how I see it. Now, the other question based on today's show, because I think we have to come back and discuss this disrespectful attitude of Black men towards Black women. I think it's a big topic on its own, and I just want my Black brothers to learn from it. So if we mix it on this one, it's going to be too long, because I wanted us to finish this Isaac and his white wife and how he lost everything before we move on to that one. So the second question today is, should men live toxic this thing they always had me to pronounce. Toxic. Sissy.
Toxic.
Sick. I need some water.
Oh my God.
You people are bad if you work with grammar. So should we leave toxic marriages or stay to make it work? What's your
no?
Let's
anybody in any toxic anything should leave. End of story. That's my short answer.
How about you, Misty?
I totally detest any form of abuse, whether it's financial, power imbalance, physical, emotional. If there's an environment where you even just remotely suspect there's any form of abuse, you need to leave. It's not healthy at all.
Okay, can we put abuse on? Can we rate it, like scale it, like from 0 to 10?
Abuse is abuse. There's nothing like rating it. When you start doing that scale thing, you're losing yourself, because let's say it's 5 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, you are starting to normalize it. And when you accept it, you actually become a victim of DV.
But
so there's nothing like rating abuse.
You know, abuse comes in different shades and colors.
And that's why I said abuse can be emotional, physical, power imbalance, and all of that. Financial, all of that, you know?
Okay, so the ranges I'm talking about is like this. So let's say you are married to a man. He's not physically abused. He's not abusive physically. He's not emotionally abusive, but he's financially abusive. That's the range I'm talking about.
Yeah, you see, so as an African man, you're definitely talking. See, your dad will go out there, make money, and because you know he's the provider, but he's going to use that money to abuse your mother, to wield all the powers, right? That is something that our society looks at as something normal. But in this part of the world, if somebody is making money and they're using that and hanging it over your head, that is as good as any other form of abuse. You don't have to tolerate that. And that is why it's very important for women to work, make your money. Regardless of how little you're making, it's very important for you to have and to feel that sense of financial independence.
Yeah.
So everything must be balanced, right?
Exactly.
So Ben, do you think that if some person, given the example that you just gave, you think you could work out a relationship where the man is being financially abusive? That's not enough to leave the relationship. You think you could still work that out?
Yeah, what I'm looking at is that,
no, or flip the script. Your wife makes so much money, you make very little money, and she waves it over your eyes or your head. How do you take it? Are you okay with that?
Yeah. I don't think that's fine. That's not financial abuse. Your wife is making the money and you're making money, and she's saying submit your entire paycheck to her, and you don't get anything from that money. You're just working and surrendering your paycheck.
Better examples, thank you, sis.
That is like an extreme example.
But that's financial abuse. That's what it is normally. Yeah. What other financial abuse is there?
Yes, but that can be corrected, right?
Okay.
Can that be corrected?
It depends. If the person wants to correct the behavior, but if I have that mindset, a lot of the time, all these abuse is like levels to a step. It's levels to the extremity. It's like you start one level, you see how far you can push the person. You start with the financial abuse. The person is already, do you think they'll say, oh, okay, tomorrow I'm going to stop financially abusing you? No, tomorrow they'll start with emotional abuse because you're allowed the financial. They've already got a way in. After the financial and the emotional abuse, they'll upgrade the level to now domestic violence. They'll start slapping you about. It's all levels to what you can take. That's why you need to cut it off from the beginning. To me, I don't think if somebody is financially abusing you, how is that acceptable? What is the justification for them doing that? If you're somebody that doesn't know how to manage your money, and your husband says, babe, you're not good at managing money, you overspend, you spend recklessly, maybe you have a gambling problem, or you're going to the shop, you're spending all our rent and you're spending all the money, let me take your card. When your money comes in, I'll be giving you an allowance. That is different. That is not financial abuse. That is somebody trying to help you manage a situation that you're not able to manage. That's completely different. Somebody saying surrender your paycheck and they are the ones using that money. There was a woman who called an MTV show. Her husband was taking her money. She couldn't even buy a pad, sanitary towel. That is emotional. That is financial abuse. She couldn't even get money to buy sanitary towel from this man.
Is that fair? No. Come on. That, yeah. Simbi, what's your question before I move on to the last one? Hello, Simbi? Hello? Oh, I think her name...
Simbi's internet. Oh.
Yeah. What's your question?
Okay, very good. I want to understand why women are being encouraged to stay in toxic marriages and pray, endure, while the men are being encouraged to leave, because all over the world
Cindy.
it's always, madam, pray. You're not praying enough. Okay, you're doing something wrong. But now you're saying that the men should leave. They should not leave. Let them stay and pray. We have been praying for years.
Cindy.
In fact, I've been praying for centuries. Women have been enduring a lot. Let the men start praying. So they have
War room.
Listen, I can't get on board that because I have a son. I can't get on board that. I have a son. I can't support that.
On why the woman should stay and pray.
Simbi.
When a man knows, and you see these black men, when they are with white women, they are walking on eggshells around them. Yes, they easily forgive white women. But when it comes to black women, no, they will not remember that they are African men. Anybody will do anything, I go collect because I vex. I'm tired of women praying. I'm tired of the vex. Like I vex. I'm tired of hearing, madam, pray. You're not praying enough. Give your husband monkey style. Give him lizard style. What's that now? Women need a break.
So Simbi solution is Isaac should go and pray. He should go and pray.
Why should I pray for a grown ass man who knows what he's doing? Why should I pray for him?
Don't worry. Simbi, I have a son. I wouldn't want my son to be in that situation, and the advice is he should go and pray. So I have empathy for them, but I get what you're saying. 100%. That's always, women are encouraged to stay. And then men, everybody wants to rally around to get them out of that situation.
No. Man. They will tell you a wise woman build it at home. Say, I not build, do not get power. You do anyhow, you collect.
Okay.
I don't like abuse.
All right. Now, let me just take Misty on this particular question. Should men leave toxic marriages or stay to make it work? What's your final take on that one, my sister? Hello, Misty?
I'm sorry. I'll come back. Give me a minute.
All right. So let me move on to the third one so we can begin to wrap up. But here's the third one. Sisi and Simbi, which is better, for a man to pay child support or he should lost everything if he didn't pay? Which one is better? Because if we're applying this to Isaac case, I think if Isaac have accepted that, you know what, this thing is not working, this woman is behaving irrational right now, it might definitely get out of hand, let me divorce her and pay my child support. I think he wouldn't have lost everything, including his pension. But the fear of I don't want to pay child support. Let me just see. She's going to change. We will work it out. And then when you are married to a white person, just like I said in the previous episode, when white people are done with you, they are done with you. So once they are done with you, forget it. There is nothing you can say. You will even end up in jail or you end up 6 feet below. That's just the way it is. There are two ways these people go about their thing. They want to share. Okay, I don't want you no more. Let's share everything we have. Let's part our ways. Or they don't want to share. They want you out of the picture. That's how I see them do. You know what that means. If they want you out of the picture, you are taking it. When you watch that interview, Sisi, you heard when Isaac was saying that at a point he can't even sleep. Yeah, was how scared he was. So coming back to this question now, what do you think is the best? Should a black man who is in this toxic marriage and everything is off, you already know that we have come to the end, should they just fight for divorce, pay their child support, and keep what they are able to keep, or they should stay there until they lose the whole thing? Because the same thing is happening to women too. If you know that a marriage is not serving you, it's no longer serving you, it's no longer in your interest, you have done everything and this marriage is not working, yet you stick in there. I'm staying for my children. Oh, I don't want people to say I'm a divorcee. I will pray God will heal him. Yeah, he will come around. At the end of the day, those type of women, if they are lucky to get a divorce, so for those who don't get a divorce, what they get is mental health situation, or some of them they even delete them. We've saw so many of men buying their wife on some flimsy excuses. I remember one we had recently in Europe, one that he deleted the wife and put her in the freezer. You know, so many things happens like this. So that's why I just wanted to have your take, Sissy. What's your stance here in terms of child support or losing everything?
I think if you can, just walk away early and pay child support, rather than than leaving and letting things become so unmanageable, so toxic. If you can co-parent. I'll always go for that option. Leave a situation that's no longer serving you. If the person doesn't want to work on the marriage and you've tried all manner of things and it's not working and you're no longer happy, then you can walk away. At least you've done everything that you can. The best thing to do is just focus on looking after your kids and co-parenting. I'll always go for that, as opposed to staying and trying to force something that's not working. The environment is becoming more toxic. People are becoming more malicious. People are becoming more spiteful. And ultimately, you end up losing everything like that man did. It's not worth it. Walk away when you can. When you've had enough, it's better to walk away early. Yeah.
I hope men are listening. My brotherhood. So, welcome back.
So for me, sorry, I had to step out a bit and take care of a parcel.
No problem. So
for me, I would look at it from the legal aspect or the legal angle. One, Black men or any Black woman, successful or whatever, you need to be very aware that you need to protect yourself legally.
Yeah.
Make sure you sign a prenuptial agreement before you get married, to protect your property.
People say prenup don't work.
Okay, so I'm telling you how you can protect yourself.
Okay.
And the law may be different in different jurisdictions, but in a jurisdiction like Ontario, Canada, you have a prenuptial agreement signed. The only thing that is not binding, or the only clause that is not binding, which court will not accept, is that you cannot sign a prenup regarding an issue on custody. That is a preserve of the court, right? And things like child support is mandatory here, so you have to pay that. So if you have a prenup signed, a lot of your property is protected, right? But things like child support is mandatory. You'll have to pay that at the end of the day. But you'll have protected a lot of your property.
Yep.
Right. Things like the matrimonial home, the primary residence where you're living, is going to be divided equally between the two of you. This is why when you have a prenup, you have possibly already drafted clauses where your other properties are protected. So you're not losing everything. But if you don't have that in place, you're not protecting yourself.
Yeah.
So before you get married, depending on whatever jurisdiction you are, just like they tell you, go and see your priest, go and meet a lawyer, get legal advice. It will save you so much pain. Because when you exactly. So it's important for you to educate yourself on your rights, what you could save, and what you don't have control over because it's mandatory. The law says blah blah blah. It's very important. So by the time you're getting there, you're making an informed decision.
I need you to help me clear something on this Isaac case. I don't know if you have not watched the video, but I'll just describe what he said. The wife took everything from him. Everything. And he said at the point where how she got it done was that there was a time they were negotiating. The negotiation took place between his lawyer and his wife's lawyer. And both lawyers happen to be white people. And then when they come back to the court and he was supposed to talk to the judge, at least to plead or something, his lawyer walked straight to the judge and said, "We have reached an agreement." Sissy, did you catch that?
Yeah, it's like they were plotting. They worked together and then kind of duped him at the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So his lawyer walked to the judge and said, "We have reached an agreement
That he didn't know. Yeah.
my client have agreed to let go everything." I was shocked even when I heard that. So please, Misty, is that even possible?
So two things. I cannot speak to that because I don't have the facts of the case. I would need to read the decision of the court in order for me to to possibly come to an agreement with what he's saying.
Okay.
Right? Secondly, it's unlikely that lawyers from opposing parties would come to a conclusion without getting instructions from the client.
Oh,
you really act, a lawyer will act on the instruction of the client. And if he was in court, he should have stood up and objected right away when his lawyer said what he said.
Can we do that?
Yes, you're allowed to do that.
Like, let's assume I have a lawyer right now who is saying something different from what I agreed to with him in private. He's telling just something different. Can I raise my hand and say, my lord, that is not what I said? We can do that, right?
So you can do that, but it depends on how you're presenting the narrative. If you're presenting your narrative in a very chaotic way, the court can easily put you in for contempt. But if you draw the attention of the judge and you say, I would like your attention because I don't think my interest is being fully represented, a reasonable judge would want to listen to you and take you to the chambers or call counsel call counsel before him or her and try to find out what's happening, or adjourn the matter until that matter is, he or she resolves what's happening at that moment.
Okay. Although I think I have a clue what actually happened to him. Before they got to that point, you see, from the moment he was served the divorce paper, the wife, the police, everybody, they kind of intimidated him.
Which country is that?
In the US.
America, in the US, in the state of Pennsylvania. I will share the video. I don't know, maybe you are in our VIP WhatsApp group, but
I actually subscribe to Lynn Ngugi. She's Kenyan. I will look her up and watch this.
Thank you. Go and watch.
Yeah.
And I was just like in shock. Like, are you kidding me? How are these things possible? But then
I feel like there's loopholes to the story, but then this is America. Nothing much, anything is possible, right?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's the US, and we know that is the bedrock of discrimination and racism.
Yeah. Welcome, Sister Yvette. It's really crazy because I do see a lot of cases like this. I usually don't pick them up, but when I watched his own and listened to everything, I just feel like, man, this is going to be a good case to bring to the platform and let people just learn from it. He made a lot of mistakes.
So if he's feeling that disgruntled, he still has.
Why doesn't he appeal?
Yeah, he can appeal the decision, because I take it that this matter could have been before the Superior Court. He has Court of Appeal to go to. He has the Supreme Court to go to.
It cost money. Brother was flat broke at the time they were done with him.
It does cost money, but then there are cases where if you don't have financial the muscle to pursue a case, you can get a legal aid certificate. Yes,
or
because you don't
support and get pro bono from somebody.
Yeah, and also there are lawyers who actually take cases pro bono. They feel like there has been an injustice and they want to step in. So he should have looked at all these resources. There are so many legal aid clinics that would actually take on such cases.
Yeah. He has this book on Amazon for those who may like to read his full story. He actually wrote this book after he has collected the Woto.
Isaac Gichiengo.
Yeah. Sister Yvette, welcome, my sister. He wrote this book. His story is kind of compelling. I think every young man, especially Africans who are coming to America and they want to marry a white lady, they are supposed to listen to his story, read this book. I'm not saying they are marrying the wrong person or no, but for me, like I've always said, and I'm still going to say it, I believe everything is a game. You don't go into marriages with blind eye. How did they call it? You know, they say love is blind. I don't believe anybody should be doing that love is blind BS in this day and time. If you are going to marry somebody, you marry that person with your eyes wide open. You do all necessary research, okay? So that you don't lose what you worked for. If at the level where this guy lost it all, it's not easy for a black guy to get to that level. Sissy, you heard his story, right?
Yeah.
How he worked his way to get to that level. At the point, he was managing 3 city accounts. He was managing Florida, Pennsylvania, and one other city account. Over $40 billion. That's how big he was. But I just don't know the thing between white ladies and our black brothers. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I won't say I'm racist or something, but for me, come rain, come sunshine, I'm sticking with my black sisters. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. My sister.
And if you do, please treat them right, Brother Beno.
Oh, I got one already. I'm treating her good, and she can testify, you know.
I don't think that Igbo sister will not let you treat her right.
Even me, I won't even marry somebody who is not as stubborn as myself.
But you're a good man from, the way you speak to us and stuff. I haven't met you in person, but you present yourself as somebody who is kind and considerate. So you don't have the heart to mistreat our sister. If you did, we shall come for you.
No.
Sissy will fly in.
Fly in personally.
Honestly, the love is blind era is gone. Black brothers and even our sisters. I'm gonna say this. I'm rounding up gradually now. I know that black women has been maltreated for the longest. Black women has been treated anyhow by our black brothers, and now that we are in the era of Sorosoke. Sorosoke in Nigeria means people speak out. Now women are speaking. They are not taking nonsense anymore. Please let us also remember that we are having boys too. Just as much as we have girls, we have boys. And these young girls, they are listening to what the older women are saying on the internet. And by the time they got to that age, when they get to that age where they're going to be married or something, some of them will key into this narrative and they will started acting out towards their fellow black brothers that might be a very good husband for them. So please, sometimes when we are emphasizing this thing that, oh, black men do this, black men do that, let remember that we have sons. And these guys, we grew up. And this rhetoric is part of why some of these boys have made up their mind that, I can't stay with black now. I'll go with white or something. I think it's part of what is affecting them now. And it's not working. The white ladies are smarter than them.
Oh, no.
May God forgive me. Once I see them like that, white lady marrying black boy, I'll just feel pity for the boy. I don't know why I have that crazy mindset. I'll just be feeling sorry for the boy that, the day this lady we do you.
We'll deal with you.
And if you look at the relationship too, you can tell that these black brothers, they are in these marriages nursing fears. That's why I mentioned being sensitive earlier on. We have white colleagues, we work with white people. The way, for instance, now, if you and I, CC, if we are working in the same office, maybe I'm supposed to send an email, I did send it, and you are my supervisor. If you come to me and say, hey, Ben, you haven't sent this email, what's going on? The way I can easily explain to you and say, oh, you know what, Mrs. Cici, I got my hand full, I forgot, but I will get to it. Now, as my supervisor, if you say, I want you to get it done now. You know, somehow it will, like somebody like me, when you speak to me like that, I'm already
you get your back up. Yeah.
get into my fighting mode. The next come out of my mouth, you might either fire me or you write me up. But if if you're a white lady and the same scenario, and you now say, Benedict, I need that email sent right now, I will still be angry, but I won't respond. You know why? Because if I said what I would say to you as my black supervisor, if I think, I get it, man. You don't have to come on me like that. I'll get it done. That's what I will tell you if you actually talk to me like that. But if you are a white lady, instead of me saying, I'll get it done, man, you don't have to come on me like that, I won't even talk. You know why? Because if I say that same thing to a white lady, she will be scared.
Why?
You know, my doing.
Why? She will be scared. She will just go,
She's the aggressor and she's the one that's scared. You see how these white people are manipulative.
Put the white tears on you.
Yeah, white tears. They'll be doing their white tears.
Look,
you run to
this Karen,
this Karen office, the HR, to report you.
I'll lock her out.
Oh my God, he was being aggressive.
I'll lock her out.
Before that, I have a black supervisor, and the way the black supervisor do things, it will get under your skin.
Yeah.
When he's under pressure and he get under our skins like that, for me, I'm just the type that's why I like doing multiple things at times, because if I'm working for you, you talk to me anyhow I don't like, I will talk back and quit the job. That is me. I know myself.
Ben.
We talk my own and quit the job, because the job is the only thing that makes you think you have power over me.
Yeah, it's true.
So when I was working for this black supervisor, sometimes he will be under pressure and we talk anyhow to us or something. Sometimes we talk back and he will get it. He will go and later come back and say, you know what, guys, I'm so sorry. There was just so much going on earlier. I'm sorry, guys. And that's it. We're cool. We're gone. When he left, he moved to another position and we now had a white female supervisor. And the female supervisor came. She's cool. She's sweet. Nice woman. The only thing she did wrong that got me and her in the same space was that she will put me on overtime when I don't even sign up for it. You see what I'm saying? So I will be home on my off day. They will be calling me that, hey, Ben, where are you? You're supposed to be here. You are late. I'll be like, late? I'm off. Today is my off day. And they'll be like, oh, but you are on the overtime. Why are you not here? So I took it to her like twice and I'll be like, please, I don't do overtime. If I want to work overtime, I will sign up for it. It's not in my DNA. Sorry. Then she said, oh, well, you Nigerians like to work a lot. I just think that I like how you work. I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
She's gaslighting you.
Because she just puts you signing you up for extra shifts.
Exactly. So, and I'm like, oh, thank you. I do appreciate it, but
I'm not that type of Nigerian. I'm a different one from Ondo State.
But Ben, can I say something?
Exactly.
You pointed out. You pointed something out that is actually supporting what we said. Black women are the most disrespected. You said your supervisor, if the person is black, you will give it back to her, right? But if it's a white woman, you'll be more. Why is it that there is this difference? Why is it not that you would answer her in a soft way,
even when she's a woman? Right?
Because she's a woman. No, just because she's a woman, and she may be scared because she's a woman. Not because she's black, not because she's white. Do you understand? There's always this difference where we're always treated differently because it's a black woman. Oh, she can handle the rudeness. She can handle it back. You give it back to her. Oh, we're not sensitive. That black woman is sensitive too. But immediately, most people's thought is, oh, they'll give it back to the black woman because we can dish it out. No, we're just sensitive as well. If not more sensitive, but always people just look at it like, oh, white women are more sensitive. I don't think so. So you kind of proved that point. We're the most disrespected. End of story.
If you want me to give you a sincere answer, do you want me to be honest with that answer?
Yeah, go on.
We often use two different approach.
Go on.
From my perspective, Black people have higher tolerance level than white people.
True.
Is that fair?
Hmm?
Is that fair? Is
Does it
that
make
by
it
choice?
right
Is it by
too?
is it by choice?
Does it make it right too?
That doesn't make it right. That just
So?
means that when you are dealing with white people, you are dealing with trouble. That's just what it means.
No, African women understand better.
Or
We do
when you are
understand
dealing
better.
with white people, you are more mindful.
You're more mindful.
Of
That's
your
what I'm trying to
words.
get at. Because
Yeah.
a black woman can still be scared. You're still a man. You're coming at me. Listen, you come at me in a rude way, black, white, Chinese, I'll be intimidated. It doesn't matter the fact that I'm a woman. Right? I'm a black woman. I'm still a woman. I can still be intimidated. You're still a man. If you're talking back at me in a rude, aggressive way, I'll be intimidated. Doesn't mean because I'm a black woman, I can give it back to you or I can handle it. But there's just that perception from people, which is unfair. It's unfair. That's all.
You see, Misty just corner me now. Misty don't play lawyer game right now. You treat me like this now. Misty say I'm being mindful.
You're choosing your words.
Exactly. And I'm guilty of that, just like many other people. And I think those are the things we have to work on.
Work on, yes.
I don't think we treat white women differently because they are the best. No, I think we treat them differently because of the fear of what might happen if they pop off.
Complain.
They react, yes.
You know, and they know that they play that card all the time. We walk alongside them, and if you walk with them, you will see them play that card several times too. They will be the one who will come at you with aggression
And hide their hands, yeah.
and they will be approaching you with this smile or saying some nasty thing in a calm voice. And when you reply, I don't know, man. But just to put it in this marriage thing, Sha, I think black brothers has to do better. If you are married to a white woman, you stand the chance of losing almost everything. My own thing is marry your black sister, Jeje, so that if your black sister won't begin crazy, you too, you go fikulu. I'm sorry, you too, you can go crazy. But if you go crazy with a white woman, you will end up in jail. Oh God. All right. As we round up now, Sisi, I know there should be some lessons that you can advise people to take away from Isaac's story. What would you tell my brothers if they are in this shoe? What do you think they should do?
If you're coming to the abroad, learn the land, learn the laws of the land, especially when you have money, and apply them, right? Know those laws inside out and protect yourself. That's one. Two, don't be too passive in relationships because of race or superiority or whatever you perceive the imbalances in that relationship. If something is not right and you don't like it, speak up for yourself and act on whatever that is, right? Whether it's to leave, whether it's to go for counseling, whatever it is, if it's not making you comfortable, speak up and speak early. And if you've come to a point where you've done all things to exhaust, I don't know, like help, whether it's counseling, going to seek advice from your doctor, whatever. If it's not working, walk away. That's just my thing. Walk away.
Thank you. That's my take too. Waka. Leave.
Right.
Misty, please, what's your take? What's your last take, my sister, regarding white and black marriages, especially a black man married to a white lady? What do you think they should do when the thing is going south?
My thing is, before you get into something that could possibly go south, is enlighten yourself about the laws of marriages and where you live, marriage, divorce, and everything. Consult a lawyer and be aware that there's a possibility that the marriage will not end blissfully. And if it doesn't, then what do? You have to do that. And if you are not happy in the marriage, don't be afraid to walk out, because you've already protected yourself legally speaking anyway. And stay away from, for instance, if a court made a court order that you should refrain from contact or things like that. Respect that. Find ways in which you can abide by court orders and due processes that are put in place. And you'll find that you have done things well. And thirdly, and very, very importantly, I think African men need to expose their white spouses to the culture in Africa. Try to make trips home. If you have children, try to teach them our culture and actually take them home so they can appreciate what's home, what's on the ground, and what's here. So you have to let your children not only live in the Western world and, this is all they know. No, expose them so that they can appreciate the other side of the world as well. That's my take.
Thank you. But on that last part of exposing children to African culture, I think many of our brothers are making huge mistakes here, because even some of them don't even go back home, not to talk about exposing their children. And those who are married to white as well as African Americans, they are the one who makes this mistake a lot. They are
right. You are very correct about that. And that's what I feel like, those are the things that we should do that could really actually help us in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In the case of this Isaac, did you know that the son was actually the one working against him too? Sisi, I think you heard that part, right?
Yeah, I heard that part. That's what I mean. It's like she liked that son, the older son, more, and she manipulated him to get information on the dad that they used in court against him, and he didn't know.
A lot of information, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of this American.
So that's really sad, but I cannot speak to that because I cannot authoritatively speak to it because I don't have the other side of the story or I don't have the decision. But he has a reason to file for an appeal. He really does.
I think he should. He lost too much. He lost too much. They really messed him up. Oh, at the point I'm like, God damn, how are you breathing, this man? How are you? But the good thing, he said now that he has forgiven her, he has moved past, he's in a better place now and all that, but I knew he lost a lot. Anyway, thank you for coming to help me do justice to this. At Sisi and my Misty, I'm gonna round up with this my Naija babe Simbi. But thank you, Misty. I really appreciate you coming in and shed light on these issues. At least
you're welcome.
I'm always happy to be here.
Thank you. For the first time now, I actually learned that you can actually appeal. I didn't know that you can appeal a divorce judgment too.
You can appeal. Listen, where there's a right, there should always be, there are remedies, there are always rights, and there's always some kind of forum to address those issues.
Thank you.
Right. No problem.
Thank you, Misty. God bless you, ma. I appreciate. Yeah, Sister
Bless you too.
Yes. Sister, it's a great topic today. As usual, I will recommend this video to a few friends. They must subscribe. Thank you, man. Thank you. We really, really appreciate you so much. Thank you, Sister Yvette. You see, I've said this several times that I don't really know much, but I have sisters that sabi, those that are educated and they really do their job. They know how to approach many of these issues. We just have too much issue going on these days. It's too much. I don't even know how people are even sleeping at night at times. We thought it's basketballs we see on social media every time. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about this viral video. Do I even have the video here? I'm going to show you guys real quick. Simbi, I will take maybe 1 or 2 comments from you. And then Sister Yvette, you can just say one thing. But tomorrow, I will come back. Hold on. You talk too much, this guy. Just wait. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about weddings. Some people really don't understand what wedding is all about. So this guy you see on the camera now, he has been trending on social media. Why? This where they were carry glasses, like Pa Ajasco glass, was charging his family and friends $450 for them to attend his wedding. It's even funny. Just go to TikTok, type man charges $450 for wedding. You will see his video there. So let me just.
Why would you think people would be so interested in him to pay $450 to attend his wedding?
The guy is crazy.
Wrong for charging for a wedding.
You know,
Maybe his family members will pay that kind of money.
Tell me
but
if I'm tripping or not.
just
not everyone.
Tell me if I'm tripping or not. So me and my fiance, we are getting married, right? And to be a part of our wedding, you have to pay $450 for a ticket, and that's for each guest. So we invited friends and family to our wedding. Tell me why everybody that we invited has declined the invitation. We already have spent 100, maybe almost close to $200,000 on the wedding. We have already pre-ordered the cake. We already put down a deposit for the venue. We've already got the wedding dress, everything. We paid for everything for the wedding, DJ, photographer, everything for the wedding. And what I don't understand is that y'all spend more money on stupid stuff, but you can't come out to support your family and your friends at a wedding. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell it, like, is we wrong? We like, let me know. Because y'all pay for tickets, Beyonce tickets, $1,000 tickets. Y'all going to go meet Chris Brown for $1,000 something. But when it comes to your friends and your family, you can't pay the ticket. Like, these weddings ain't cheap. Like, the weddings ain't cheap. Like what's going on? Like, I don't get it. Like, let us know, are we wrong for charging for a wedding? Like, I really, really want to know. All right, TikTok, tell me if I'm.
now, I believe you guys heard him, right?
Yes, I did. He has a sense of entitlement.
God bless you, my sister. Oh, God bless you, Misty. This guy get on my nerve when I saw this video. I'm like, what?
Listen, he may as well just go to a courthouse with 2 witnesses, sign up, and then he's out. Because nobody's going to show up to that wedding. You cannot demand money from people to attend your wedding. Like, how rude.
Exactly. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. And like my sister Olivia said, what time tomorrow? I think tomorrow is weekend, so the show will start earlier. We're going to have the discussion around 10. I think, let me see, but it could be around 10 tomorrow, 10 Central Standard Time. That should be like 4 p.m. in London, 4 p.m. in Nigeria. I don't know what time is it in Canada, but
depends on which part of Canada, because we are different time zones too.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. Some parts of Canada are like 2-3 hours behind Ontario.
Wow.
Do you know how big Canada is?
Ooh, it never occurred to me to even ask my friend. My close friend is in Canada. He got his PhD in Canada. Binga. Oh.
Right.
So you guys have this crazy time zone too. Oh man, I didn't know.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Uncle Ben. It's been real. It's been fun here.
Thank you, my sister. God bless you so much. I appreciate it.
You too.
Bye-bye. Simbi. So tomorrow we're going to talk about this, and this is not just the first one. There is another guy too that it's a black guy too, black couple. They also charge their family and friends $350 for their New York wedding, and they say they're going to have train ride, they're going to have a open roof bus ride, so many things. So we are discussing weddings tomorrow. And I would like you, my brothers and sisters, to come over and help me understand what is wrong with these people when it comes to wedding. Do they really understand? Do they understand what wedding is all about? Is wedding an opportunity for you to hustle your brothers and sisters, your friends? I don't get it. And this is not limited to African American or Western people alone. No. Even in our African settings, when some people want to have wedding these days, it's like they want you, the family member, to go and rob before you can participate in their wedding. from the Ashwebi to every other thing they got going, is we have to do something about this. We have to. So tomorrow we're going to talk about this guy because I don't get it. What do you need $450 for? And you invited almost 100 people. Are you kidding me? So we'll talk about this tomorrow. And also, if we have time tomorrow, we're going to cover one more topic real quick. They are just like short situations that we need to address. And I also have this one going on with, but I will do that on my other channel. This pastor's scenario, people are dragging Pastor Jerry Eze. I don't know what is their problem. We're going to look into that tomorrow. We also have this other pastor in Nigeria that is having issue with very dark man. You know me, I'm not into attacking pastor or defending pastor. No, I'm just into humanity. Let's just do things appropriately and extract the lessons. So on those two situations with the pastors, I will publish some content on them on my other channel. You can look at it and drop your opinion. I don't see why people should be judged based on their religion. I don't see why some pastors should be attacked and some should be protected. I don't just get it. A whole lot is just going on in Nigeria right now. And, well, God will lead us. I will give my own 2 cents on that matter since it's in the public domain. But for this wedding own, this is the one we will focus on tomorrow. Let us discuss wedding. Let us discuss how we can make wedding interesting again. How we can make wedding great again. You know, the way things are going now, we got to make these weddings great again. You know, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Thank you, Cherish Olivia. Sister Yvette, thank you. So, Simbi, what is your last word as I'm getting out of here? You have spoken your mind about all this treating women bad and expecting them to do right, but when it comes to men, we're going to give them an excuse. I get it. So, what is your last word, Simbi? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what I would say is, I think next generation of parents should do better because it's the upbringing that will determine the behavior of the boy child and the behavior of the girl child too. Because if you look at it right now, women are becoming defensive and we are becoming woke, and that's not too good. That's why when you mention submission now, some women cringe because of what I said earlier. Yes, because of what I said earlier. So I think the parents should pick it up from there. Let's not continue the circle of a boy is left out when it comes to preparing him for marriage, while the girl child is taught to do everything right. The boy just does what he likes. I think it boils down to home training and all of that, character development. We need to really work on that to help the next generation. Yes, that's all I'll say.
All right. Thank you very much. My own co-host Simbi that brings it hot. Simbi, take a easy, no today pepper body for my gender. Okay. Sister Yvette, tomorrow we're gonna have the show by 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That should be like around 11 in people who lives around New York. I don't know your area, Sister Yvette, but you will get the alert. Sister Olivia asked for my second channel. This is my second channel, African Podcast with Beno. It's actually the first channel. YouTube demonetized it, so we created this one. And after we have grown this one, put in a lot of effort, YouTube now remonetized the channel, and the channel already have about 4,170 subscribers. So I don't even know. Now I'm confused. So, but anyway, I post my rants and my views on some other things on this other channel, and all the videos there are doing well. I have a video there that that video is going viral. I don't even have time to address it yet. This video, They don't almost want roast me on top this video. This is the Black Queen video. I think Auntie B did a show on this video too. This is the Black Queen Leave Nigerian Brothers Alone. Oh, Sister Yvette live in Long Island, Florida. Ah, Sister Yvette, you are living in that crocodile state. Ah, crocodile state, Neo, Sister Yvette. Beautiful Florida. Oh, that's a nice one. No, Sister Yvette must be very rich. Oh, ah, Sister Yvette, I beg. If you get one fine girl, I'm looking for second wife. Do me a favor, man. Ah, Florida people are very, very rich. Thank you, man. So I think I have to do a reaction to this video. This video has gone viral. It got about 6,000 views. And the comments under this video is on fire. I hope one day I will have the time to do a reaction on the video. So all I did was to speak out for my brothers and tell American black ladies what they are supposed to know about us, we Africans, if they want to marry us. But we'll get there. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I really appreciate you. I don't take this for granted. Sister Olivia, everybody, my freelancer team, Sister Misty EE, my own D, my own senior colleague. Thank you. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Please be safe, be prayerful, don't do what I won't do. And thank you all. I hope you guys learn one or two things from this experience. Please, so if you want to marry white people, be smart to go into marriage with your eyes open. Thank you very, very much. And God bless you all.